Throughout the world's oldest myths and darkest legends, some of the most terrifying spirits are not demons or beasts, but women. Not because they were evil in life, but because of how they were wronged in death. They are mourners, mothers, murderers. Some were betrayed, some were broken. But all returned, vengeful and bound by sorrow. In today's journey beyond the veil, we explore 5 of the most chilling female spirits in global folklore. From drowned witches to ghostly warriors, each one carries centuries of whispered warnings. Step carefully. These are not stories meant for comfort. They are echoes of rage, grief, and things that still walk when the world sleeps. She appears on moonlit nights, beneath swaying banana trees, veiled in white and soaked in sorrow. Once a woman who died in childbirth, the Pontianak is said to return, not in grief, but in rage. They say her floral scent lures you in, fragrant frangipani at first, until it turns rancid, like rotting flesh. Soft baby's cry echoes in the distance, and when you look, her eyes are already locked on yours. Her nails, sharp as needles, rip through flesh in seconds. Her scream curdles blood. Legends say she prefers men, especially the cruel or unfaithful, to gut and disembowel beneath the shadows. If a dog howls downward at night in Malaysia or Indonesia, they say she's near, and if your back itches unexpectedly, it's already too late. Some believe she can be tame, but no spirit born of pain stays silent forever. Honored by the Aztecs for their sacrifice, but in death, their spirits became twisted. Now known as the Cihuateteo, they roam crossroads at dusk, screaming like the wind through bones. Their skeletal faces are painted in ritual white, their hands forever stained with blood. In life they were revered. In undeath they became omens, bringers of madness, sickness, and stolen children. They wander the twilight, seeking to drag others into Mictlan, the Aztec underworld. Many tales warn of their appearances near temples or battlefield ruins, clutching obsidian blades. They're drawn to places of sorrow and echo, where grief still clings to stone. To see one is a curse. To follow one means joining her beyond the veil. Even warriors feared them, for they struck when the sun was weakest, where shadows stretch longest. When the wind moans through the streets of Mexico's ancient ruins, locals still, the spirit wives of death are walking again. She waits beneath the murky water, eyes yellowed, teeth sharp and stained like moss. In English folklore, Jenny Greenteeth is a hag, lurking in ponds and rivers, waiting for the careless to stray too close. Children and the elderly are her favourites. With long, algae-slicked arms, she drags them down silently, never a splash, just the rippling of reeds. Some say she cackles from beneath the surface, laughing as the bubbles rise and stop. Folklorists believe she was once used to keep children away from dangerous waters. But over time, she took on a life of her own, appearing in tales from Lancashire to the Midlands. Locals describe her with green skin, rotting robes, and hair like pondweed, dripping, crawling, alive. In older texts, she's called a river witch or water hag, and some believe she is kin to the banshee, but colder, crueler, and bound to drown. If you see thick scum gathering at a pond's edge or hear a voice whispering just below the waterline, you may already be standing on her hunting ground. At night, in dim alleyways or lonely crossroads she appears. Face hidden behind a surgical mask, voice soft as silk. "Am I beautiful?" she asks. If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she removes the mask, revealing a mouth slit from ear to ear. She was once a beautiful woman. Some say the unfaithful wife of a jealous samurai. He carved her face in a fit of rage, cursing her with eternal shame. Now she wanders the streets of Japan, vengeance seeping from every step. Some stories say she carries scissors or a blade, hidden in her sleeve, ready to punish. Others say she can move with inhuman speed, vanishing into thin air between breaths. Children in Japan still whisper about her at school, clutching charms or chanting protective rhymes. You can try to trick her, answering hesitantly, thoughtful, "You're average," or tossing candies to confuse her. But if she chooses you, those tricks won't matter. She is the question that cannot be answered without blood. She wanders castle ruins and forest paths, draped in a tattered white gown. Her face pale and eyes hollow with grief. Known throughout Europe and the Americas, the White Lady is not one spirit, but many, bound by the same anguish. Often she is a noblewoman betrayed by a husband, a lover, or even her own kin. Some say she was murdered, others that she took her own life after losing a child. But in death she lingers, caught between mourning and malice. Witnesses report seeing her glide through ancient corridors, her gown rustling without wind. Electronic devices die in her presence. The air turns icy. She is most often seen before a tragedy, a death in the family, or a fire in the home. Legends from Ireland, Germany, the Philippines, and Brazil each name their own White Lady. But her scream? Always the same, bone-chilling, echoing through stone halls and empty courtyards. If you see her near midnight, don't follow. She walks the path of sorrow and she wants company. They are more than tales to frighten children. These spirits, these women represent real fears, of betrayal, of death, of injustice left unanswered. They remind us that sometimes the past does not rest, and neither do the dead. Have you heard of these spirits in your own culture? Or do you know a different vengeful ghost with her own chilling legend? Share your story in the comments. And join us as we continue uncovering the world's most haunting folklore. Until next time, stay in the light and don't look back when the shadows whisper your name. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe so you can see when we upload new videos and shorts about different folklore from around the world. Don't forget to comment below any suggestions of folklore you'd like to see next. Follow us on our other socials, which can be found below.